on DD India. Welcome to the special broadcast on India's parliamentary elections on DD India, the great Indian elections. The first phase of elections is over. Let's get started. Well, what a start to India's mammoth election battle. Phase one of it, the largest number of seats, 102 seats here in the election or the political battle that you have seen. Ballot boxes, 8 union ministers, 2 former chief ministers, 1 former governor. Their fates are sealed. 102 seats in this particular election. A quick look at all the states from north, south, centre, east and west of India. The biggest fight is going to be for Tamil Nadu. Remember, Tamil Nadu has all 39 seats along with Uttarakhand's 5 seats that have gone to polls in one particular phase. So 2 interesting big states, Tamil Nadu especially in particular, 39 seats in Tamil Nadu, and that's what makes the southern battle the most interesting battle in phase 1 of elections. You've got Uttarakhand too, that's completed. A quick look at the states where the election process is done and dusted. Uttarakhand the first from the north. If you move to the east, you've got Sikkim, 1 seat in Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, 2 seats, Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, the 3 union territories, Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep and Puducherry that get over along with Tamil Nadu. Some numbers from the first phase of elections, interesting numbers that have been thrown up. The total number of candidates, 1,618, 92% of the candidates in the fray are males. That's 1,483. The total number of women constitute just 8% in the political battle in phase 1. When you put it down to numbers, just 135. Also, with regards to how this particular election has been interesting, when it comes to the education qualification, graduates and above, 835 candidates. That's roughly 52% of the candidates who are educated and who are educated beyond graduation and above. Criminal cases, another, transparency model that the Election Commission brought about. 252 candidates there in the election fray having criminal records. That's almost 16% of the numbers. Crorpatis, 450. 28% of the candidates in the first phase are crorpatis. A quick look at some of the star candidates in this election fray. Nitin Gadkari from Nagpur, Arjun Rang Meghwal from Bikaner in Rajasthan, Bhupender Yadav also from Rajasthan. From Assam, you've got Sarbanan Sonwal from Dibrugarh, Jitendra Singh, Udhampur, L. Murugan from Nilgiris. The battle for the south that we are talking about. Our big focus is going to be on the numbers in south. Let's quickly flip to the other big candidates. Nishit Pramanik, MOS Home, Fagan Singh Kulaste from Mandla, former Chief Minister Jitendra Maji from Gaya, Trivendra Rawat from Haridwar, the national media head of the BJP, Anil Baluni there again from a seat in Uttarakhand, Union Minister Ajay Bhatt also from Nainital. These are the big names whose political fate is sealed. Former governor of Puducherry and Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Sai Soundarajan from Chennai South. You've got the BJP President K. Annamalai testing his luck from Coimbatore. Pilibhit, a change in candidate, Jiten Prasad, the union minister there in the UP government, getting this ticket. Sanjeev Balyan, Kiran Rijiju from Arunachal West. You've got former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, O. Paneerselvan there, fighting as an independent with the support of BJP with it. Chandrasekhar Azad, an interesting seat in Nagina that could throw up interesting numbers. A. Raja again from the Nilgiris, which is a fight between L. Murugan and A. Raja. Vivek Thakur from Noida, a seat in Bihar. C.P. Thakur's son in the election fray, Vivek Thakur there. Pon Radhakrishnan from Kanyakumari. Pon Radhakrishnan has won an election and is once again in the electoral battle to try his luck. Dayanidhi Maran, Chennai Central. Kanimuri from Thotukudi. These are all high-profile seats, especially in the southern part of India, Tamil Nadu in particular. TTV Dinagaran, the split in the AIADMK, TTP Dinagaran, a part of the NDA alliance. They are from Theni. Karthik Chidambaram, P. Chidambaram, son from Shiv Ganga. Gaurav Gogoi, it's a battle of Gogois there in Jorhat. You've got Nakul Nath from Chindwada, another former Congress leader, Congress Chief Minister, Kamal Nath's son in the election fray, won the seat from Chindwada in 2019. Can he repeat it in 2024? T.R. Balu from Sri Parambatur, Ganesh Gondial from Garhwal. That's how this particular battle has, these are some of the hot seats, the star seats, the star players in this election battle. The Election Commission has done a tremendous job when it comes to putting this election together. There are 4 M's that the Election Commission has tried to stop in this particular electoral battle that's almost there for 44 days. A quick look as Antara puts together these numbers here in our election digest on the challenges before the Election Commission.
Hello and welcome to Election Digest. India's Chief Election Commissioner stated that the Election Commission of India is fully determined to tackle what he described as the 4 M's. Tackling muscle power, which involves adequate deployment of CAPFs, drone-based checking at borders, 24/7 integrated control room in districts, etc. Curbing MCC violations, under which the ECI takes care of fostering political discourse which inspires rather than divides. No hate speeches, no caste or religious appeals, no criticism of any aspect of private life. Checking misinformation, which involves advising political parties to ensure responsible social media behavior, also severe punishment for the originators of fake news as per extant laws. Crack down on money power, which includes actions like plugging inflow and distribution of liquor, cash, freebies, drugs, striking hard against kingpins. Now, if we move on to the progress by the ECI in lieu of the 4 M's formula, we see its crackdown on money power with seizure of over $465 million even before the first phase of polling for the 18th Lok Sabha elections. Speaking of proactively curbing misinformation, the Election Commission introduced a myth versus reality register, which is a one-stop platform for credible and authenticated election-related information in an easy-to-access format at the click of a button. Talking of MCC violations, ECI has specifically taken a firm stand in the matter of dignity and honor of women by issuing notices to leaders of parties who made derogatory and offensive remarks against women. Well, that is all I have for you today on ECI's 4M formula. Over to you.
Well, an interesting battle there, especially when it comes to the first phase of elections. What are the numbers saying? The numbers, especially when it comes to the Election Commission, the final numbers are still not in. But Election Commission clearly indicating that the numbers, especially in the southern part of India, are looking good. Let's first head across and touch base with all our correspondents there. Joining us this evening, Rama Tyagi joining us from Udhampur in Jammu, Shishi Shelar from, especially from the Nagpur belt. He's there in Nagpur, positioned himself in Nagpur, getting us the latest. Aditya Srivastav joining us from Bhopal. Let me first come to you, Rama. A quick look at that Udhampur seat. It becomes pretty interesting with the entry of the late entry of the candidate there against the sitting MP from Udhampur. How does this battle play out? How's been the polling fever there? And, how do you see, this particular election, especially from Udhampur, how did it play out?
From the polling front, it's a good news that people came out of their houses and enthusiastically it happened. And despite bad weather, since morning to evening till 6 p.m. there were long queues in front of the polling booths, and not only youth but new voters, women, senior citizens, they came, and even people with disabilities, especially able people, they came to booths and they cast their vote, and they were very happy. They were very clear about their issues, that we want peace, development, we want a strong strong-willed government who can take a decision. And political fight is also very interesting because Dr. Jitendra Singh is in fray, and in his opposition Congress fielded Chaudhry Lal Singh, and the other third party was also there, Ghulam Nabi Azad's new launch party and candidate. So the calculations were on, but still it is unclear who will get the favor of the voters. But the victory of Loktantra or democracy, it is clear here when people come out of their houses despite bad weather and they have clear-cut issues in their mind. I talked to some people and they were saying that they have a clear-cut comparative chart in their mind that what previous government said and what was the implementation and what is going on present time, and after that comparison. And not only in Jammu and Kashmir, they at that time they were thinking about the nationwide politics, what is going on, what are the statements,
that's
what
an interesting assessment that you
politics
make,
is going
Rama,
on, and after that they took decision.
That's an interesting assessment that you make. Let me shift focus to Shishir joining us from the Nagpur belt. Shishir, Vidarbha region, 5 seats went to the polls. At least the numbers that have come, trickled in by 7 p.m. The voting numbers are not very encouraging. We have seen almost a double-digit dip when it comes to voting in Maharashtra. What are the reasons that you see on the ground?
Well, absolutely, especially if you look at the numbers, because the numbers we got till 5 o'clock, even those data were not satisfying, because Nagpur actually witnessed almost less than 50% of voting percentage. But this is not the new for the Nagpur. And that's the reason the district election officer have launched mission distinction this time around, so that they could get at least 75%. That was a target to achieve at least 75% voter turnout in Nagpur city and the rural areas. But in spite of the several measures by the district election officers, the number hasn't crossed the 60 marks as well. But look at the other picture here, because the Gadchiroli district has witnessing quite a good turnout. But comparatively, if you compare these numbers with the 2019 numbers, then obviously even Gadchiroli witnessed a lesser voter turnout. So obviously, as far as the numbers are concerned, the voting turnouts are concerned, it is absolutely not good. But one thing is absolutely good is, of course, that is voters' experience this time around. We have seen a very new factor, in the voting. Obviously, this is the first phase of vote, but the action taken by the election commission was absolutely good, because home voting process also, or maybe theme-based polling stations. These are some of the activities that have actually encouraged most of the voters here. But in spite of that, the numbers hasn't increased. We hope so that with the numbers we've got now, in the next few phases that are left in Maharashtra, we hope so that these numbers may increase in the next 2 phases.
Let's shift to Aditya there in Madhya Pradesh. Aditya, not much changes when you move from M to another M. Madhya Pradesh, what do you see, especially as a trend that you've noticed in this first phase of elections in Madhya Pradesh?
Anil, around we can say more than 63% voters cast their vote in 3 constituencies, on 6 constituencies of Madhya Pradesh till 5:30 p.m. But still we are waiting for final figure. But in these 6 constituencies, there are 88 candidates are in battle. 81 are male, 7 are women. So we are expecting that when the final figure came, this figure across 65%. But there are 2 important seats of Madhya Pradesh. One is Chhindwara and other one is Mandla. In Chhindwara, as we know that Congress, stronghold seat, the Kamal Nath's sons Nakul Nath are in battle against Nakul Nath. Vivek Banti Sahu is a BJP candidate. And if we talk about the Mandla, Union Minister Phaggan Singh Kulaste is the BJP candidate of Mandla, and against the BJP, the Congress, Onkar Singh Markam. Onkar Singh Markam was a cabinet minister in Kamal Nath government. But we can say around election commission made a good arrangement for voters. But in the afternoon time, trends are very low because of summers, because of heat waves. But we are expecting that the trends, the final figure came around 65% voting.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you. Appreciate all 3 of you joining us this evening, getting us the picture from the ground. Rama Tyagi, Shishir Shelar and Aditya joining us from Bhopal. Appreciate you joining us, getting us the latest. Now we've got a panel here joining us this evening. Ashok Tandon, senior journalist, joining us to take the deliberation forward. We've got Shantanu Gupta, political analyst, also joining us this evening to take a look at how this particular phase 1 has played out. So it's an interesting battle if one looks at how these particular election will be played. Two guests, as I mentioned, Ashok Tandon in the studio. Ashok, Mr. Tandon, good evening. Welcome to the program. Looking at the numbers, you happy with the numbers, the way voting has taken place? A little over 60% is what we are looking at. If you compare it vis-a-vis 2019,
certainly,
almost 70%.
Certainly not.
Happy, unhappy?
No, I'm certainly not happy, because one reason is that in the 2019 election, the opposition was trying to dislodge Modi government because they were in the power from 14 to 19.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, this time the opposition has not been able to create an atmosphere where they think they can dislodge Modi. So therefore, in the absence of a strong opposition or a united opposition, in spite of the fact that they tried to cobble together India Alliance, they have not been able to create an atmosphere where people thought there could be a change. So apparently one reason why there has been less polling, because the election outcome is some kind of a foregone conclusion. People think that Modi is coming back, opposition is also demoralized. Therefore the less voting, particularly if you see in Bihar, is surprising, 47% polling, because people think there is hardly any contest. This could be one of the reasons, because opposition has not been able to create an atmosphere where they think they can come back to power. Another reason could be weather, but weather has been common even in 2019.
True.
But look at the turnout in 2014 and again in 2019. Poll percentage went up in 2019 and the incumbent government enhanced its seats. Number of seats went up.
Okay, let me flip that for you. Do you see the possibility of the numbers, for the present, looking at the voting percent, to go up further, especially down south, because that's where the big number game is in this particular elections, almost 42 seats down south of India.
I doubt, because if you look at today's polling also, heavy turnout has been in states where there is a contest. Look at West Bengal, Tripura, because people think that there is going to be a tussle between BJP and Trinamool Congress. So heavy turnout. Look at Tamil Nadu. People think first time there is going to be a tussle, a contest, keen contest, heavy turnout comparatively. But where there is no contest, or rather hardly any contest, the poll percentage has gone down. So if you come to Western India, Northern India, UP and other states, I think the pattern is going to remain the same, because people think there is hardly any contest in this election. So therefore, people are taking it lightly. And another reason, 4 out of 7 poll phases are on a weekend, either Friday or Monday. And you know how the youth take the long weekend. So this could be one of the reasons. Look at perhaps most of the urban seats today. The poll percentage is comparatively less than the semi-urban and rural areas. So this phenomena may continue in all urban seats. So therefore, parties will have to be very careful, because today you can't change the election schedule. Another 3 rounds are going to be on long weekends. Coming round on 26th again will have long weekend. So this could be one of the reasons why there is less percentage of polling in urban areas.
Okay, we've got another guest joining us this evening, Shantanu Gupta joining us. Shantanu, looking at the worries, especially if one may say so, looking at the numbers that we have till 7 p.m, close to 60%, a little over 60%. We're still waiting for official numbers to come in. Would you say a long weekend, the hot summer, as reasons for people, not coming out in large numbers to cast their vote?
I think like a lot of politicians, we the analysts are also on the road these days. So apologies for my shaking video and the sound is not audible properly. I think I agree with Ashokji largely. I think one, this is the early summer. And second, I think the main thing, wherever there is no contest, right, where it seems like that the party in power or the candidate will come back again, right, there is no reason for voters to come out, right? Voters come out in large numbers whenever they see a contest, right? even to vote for their own party or defeat out someone else. So I think there is wherever there is lack of context, you will see easily to 5 to 10% of dip. I think that is what we are determining. And long weekend, so long weekend is not a big reason. Long weekend is largely in the urban areas in a few thousands. But again, largely wherever there is lack of contest, which we are seeing in large part wherever BJP was the incumbent, right? In all those 303 seats, there you'll find low polling percentage to my understanding, because BJP looks very, very formidable and a clear victory. Wherever there is context, where BJP is posing context, like a West Bengal, like their seating, they've increased there. Wherever BJP is getting gains, where you will see high polling percentage to my understanding.
Okay. Mr. Tandon, when one looks at trends from one phase of election, that could be a thread to the next phase of election. What could be the big trend that you pick from this particular phase?
No, I think one lesson for political parties, including the ruling party, is that they will have to work hard. See, I congratulate the Election Commission for making all excellent arrangements, security forces also, and the media has also played a big role in, creating awareness among the people to come to the polling booth. But the lack of stamina, if I may say so, or lack of enthusiasm among the opposition to motivate people to come out and vote against the incumbent government. That is lacking. I think that could be one thread which the opposition also needs to learn a lesson, that for the forthcoming phases, they will have to work hard to convince the people, no, we can win, so please come out and vote. That is something which we'll have to see in the coming phases, particularly again urban areas will have to be particularly, people will have to be motivated. Otherwise, lack of enthusiasm among the youth, first time voter, that should not happen in this election.
Well, the lack of enthusiasm among the youth, the Election Commission doing everything possible, airline companies offering almost 19% discount, domestic, international, for first time voters. But Mr. Tandon, when one takes especially a look at Tamil Nadu, that's where the big battle is. 39 seats. If you put the 3 union territories, Puducherry, Lakshadweep and Andaman, 42 seats. The numbers don't look encouraging, the overall numbers. But do you again believe that constituencies like Coimbatore, Nilgiris, Chennai South could see the numbers swell? Because as you mentioned, there is a possibility that close seats, close fights, people are out in large numbers to decide who they want as their representative to parliament.
Let's hope so, because today if you look at the Chennai, Coimbatore, other urban areas or metropolitan areas, the percentage is low as compared with the semi-urban areas or rural areas of even Tamil Nadu. So therefore, there seems to be a pattern that even when there is a close contest, if I may say so, close contest in the sense that for the first time in Tamil Nadu, BJP is emerging as a formidable force, and there appears to be a contest, a triangular contest also. So therefore, things should improve in Kerala. Kerala is known for very heavy turnout, and if it happens, I think that would mean that there is close contest in Kerala also, plus the Kerala awareness is perhaps the maximum in the country.
Mr. Tandon, a quick word before I let you go. Do these numbers, 60%, a little over 60%, should the ruling dispensation also be worried? Because, 60% vote vis-a-vis the 70% that we saw in the first phase in 2019. Is there a cause of concern, certainly, especially for the ruling dispensation?
No, certainly for the ruling dispensation, because if this trend continues, their victory margin will come down. If you look at the 2019 victory margin, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Now, if this trend continues, I'm afraid the ruling party will also have to, think about it. Otherwise, their victory margins may come down. They may return to power, no doubt about it.
Okay.
Because that is one reason why there is low polling. But the fact remains, if they want the margins to remain intact or enhance, they will have to work very hard.
Well, they'll have to work very hard. I think I'm going to let you go. You've got engagements ahead. Thank you. Appreciate you joining us this evening here on this show. A pleasure having you here as always. Well, time now to get back to our correspondents. They're all waiting eagerly. 3 correspondents there waiting for us. We're dipping down south to Chennai, where we've got Anirbasan joining us from Tamil Nadu. We also have Akshay Dongre joining us from Shillong in Meghalaya, and Dibendu Mondal joining us from Assam. Let me first come to Anirbasan there in Tamil Nadu. Anirbasan, the numbers that we see, especially from Tamil Nadu, are you Many said that there are 40 seats along with Puducherry, and this could be a close triangular fight that you would see. How do you, decode the numbers for us?
As you see, the overall the country's average around 60%, but in Tamil Nadu it's around 7 p.m. the turnout.
Yeah, go on, please.
72%. In that,
मैं समझ गया एक चीज चेक कर रहा हूँ
Go on, Anirbasan.
yeah. So around the entire country's average around 60%, but in particularly all 39 constituencies in Chennai including 3 constituency, is 72% as the Election Commission data has revealed on 7 p.m. But still this data should be increased because the overall final data need to be released after this overall counting has been completed, the overall percentage of all the booths. As the experts have said in the discussion, the Tamil Nadu somehow getting a overall tough fight between ADMK, DMK and BJP. So the overall the percentage has been increased in some particular constituencies. As example, Dharmapuri, it's the highest percentage, around 78%.
Okay.
And also Kallakurichi, where the DMK, ADMK have a tough fight. So we can see that the particular constituencies where the fight between all the 3 alliances, and also in urban seats, particularly Chennai South, Chennai Central, and Chennai North, we can see the voter turnout has been very much increased comparing the 2019 election and also 14.
Okay.
So across all the 39 constituencies, the voter turnout, it should be a normal around 75% we can expect in once the final list has come released. And also the triangular fight, it makes more
75%, that's an interesting number that you're throwing.
That's the polling toll.
75%, that's an interesting number that you're throwing. That's a jump of 3% over 2019 numbers. Let's shift to Dibendu Mondal joining from Assam. Dibendu, 5 seats there in Assam. How do you see, especially the 2 seats, the Jorhat, Dibrugarh, the battle of the 2 Gogois there, and also in Dibrugarh you had a union minister, Sarbanand Sonowal, in the race. How do you, put that into perspective, the 5 seats from Assam and the 2 seats, Jorhat and Dibrugarh in particular?
Well, Anil, the 5 seats here had an interesting contest in Assam. But as you rightly mentioned, the 2 important seats of Dibrugarh and Jorhat is, of course, something that everyone was looking at, because these 2 seats were being considered for the first phase as the VIP seat, of course, because of the fact that 2 heavyweights, one from the Congress and the other from the BJP, was contesting from Dibrugarh as well as from Jorhat. From Jorhat, it was Gaurav Gogoi, the former Chief Minister of Congress, Tarun Gogoi's son, and the Deputy Leader of the House in Parliament. And while on the other hand, in Dibrugarh, what we witnessed was a tough contest, I would say, between BJP's Union Minister, Sarbananda Sonowal, and the AJP's candidate, Larunjyoti Gogoi. So, of course, this 2 seats is something that has witnessed a tough contest. But having said this, also the fact that the voter turnout in Assam has been over 70% is something that is also being looked at by all the political parties.
Well, Dibendu, when one looks at the states with a higher voter turnout, Tripura, Meghalaya, West Bengal, Assam would almost be in the 4th position. Let me quickly get Akshay to win. Akshay, looking at the 2 seats in Meghalaya, how do you see the voting pattern? Because that's 1 seat, the seat of Shillong is the only seat that the Congress has in the entire Northeast. How do you see the political battle play out?
Well, it seems that the Indian National Congress that has 1 seat now, as you have rightly mentioned, the seat in Shillong, there is a tough competition, not just coming in from the national rival NPP, that is National People's Party, but also a regional party, that is Voice of People's Party, that is now emerging as a front runner, in fact, in many aspects as far as the people of Shillong are concerned, breaking up some regional issues. So that remains there. However, when we look at the voting percentage, today it remains somewhere around 74%. it has to be revised now. So we can expect a revision in the numbers, and the number can go up further. So in a way, Meghalaya has become an example for the rest of the country, Anil, because despite just 2 seats, the number of voters that actually turned up, and especially in the Tura constituency, the voting percentages remained above 77%, which means
that's good.
and as the experts
That's
were
good
pointing
numbers
it
that you're
out,
throwing, Akshay, there for us, especially from the Northeast. Paucity of time. Appreciate all three, Dibendu, Akshay, as well as Anirbasan, joining us this evening on the Great Indian Election. Well, the Great Indian Election is your one-stop show on weekdays on all that matters in Indian elections. 2024. In 2024, what could be the state that could be a part of our deep dive on Monday night?
The southern state of Kerala goes to polls on a single day. 20 Lok Sabha seats up for grabs. Will the left be able to regain this bastion? Can BJP make inroads into God's own country? Watch Why Kerala Matters in the Great Indian Election on Monday at 8:30 p.m. IST and 1500 hours GMT, only on DD India.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Great Indian Election. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, Instagram. Good night, stay safe, take care.